Welcome to TheoTrade. Don Kaufman here, June 24th, 2026. About 40 minutes after the cash close here on this Wednesday afternoon. And I'll tell you what, the S&Ps, they may have closed slightly down on the day, but that is all right because it's Micron after hours to the rescue. The S&Ps ripping off of those Micron earnings. Look, it's not over yet. Like, the conference call has to happen. I got it. Okay. But right now, it's very positive for the sectors, specifically the semiconductors, that have really lagged in this marketplace. Let's break that down, of course, here on this TheoTrade evening video. But really, it's the implications moving forward that we want to look at. Let's get right to it. You know, the place that I want to start this evening's video, I guess ironically, is not looking at Micron stock. And I kind of feel like, Micron, they've come to the rescue, they've saved the day. But before you go there, I think you want to look at the SPX because what the entire trading session amounted to, and what it has actually amounted to, and I think it's critical to hit this right off the bat tonight, is we broke lower, obviously earlier in the week. And again, I want to just kind of detail some of the price action in this marketplace. We break quite a bit lower on Tuesday. All of today being Wednesday, all we've really done today is kind of skirt the lower edge of the expected move. Now, for those of you that don't speak geek, the expected move is really, it's implied volatility. It's what the marketplace looks at for forward risk. And that expected move in here falls right around, this is the lower edge of the expected move, 73.80. And I can't stress this enough. Today's entire trading session was the lower edge of the expected move. Yesterday, the majority of the trading session, we opened yesterday into the lower edge of the expected move. So we're just kind of hanging on by a thread. And late in today's trading session, kind of broke off a little bit. But here we go. Then Micron's earnings are out. And where are we? We're going to jump somewhere back up here, around 7,400. But the irony is, and that's why I said that this is so important. That's why I wanted to cover it first. The irony is, so you're going to jump, and you're going to jump 40. Let's get crazy, maybe 50 points. You're still kind of trapped in the lower edge of the expected move. You are. And when I say trapped in the lower edge of the expected move is kind of the happy place for risk. It's like a seam inside of the risk. It's what the option market depicts, again, forward risk to be. Expected move this week was in the neighborhood of about $120. Obviously, we did it. We hit $120, and that's $120, higher or $120 lower. So we hit the lower edge of the expected move, but there's like degrees, if you will, of like freedom around that line, and it's about 20 points on either side, of the expected move. So kind of box in and say to yourself, generally speaking, that expected move kind of runs, in that box right there. And you can see the majority of the trade that's actually occurred over the last 2 days, for the most part, it's been inside, that window surrounding the expected move. So why do I bring this up? I bring it up because everybody's hopped up now, about moo. So here we are, moo, and it's ripping. All right, the conference call's going on. This is not as good as, Jensen putting on a leather jacket, but sure, whatever. The expected move inside of moo, that's a tongue twister, right? Expected move inside of moo is about $120. Actual move right now, we're outside of it. We have actually moved further, at this point in time, and then kind of reverted back a little bit, but we're pushing higher right now. When I say we kind of moved higher, reverted back, and now we're pushing again. This conference call, it's not everything. We'll kind of settle in the after hours. But as I said to you, it's not about moo. It's much more about saving, if you will, the semiconductors. And if you haven't seen the semiconductors lately, it was a glorious move lower on Tuesday. Some might even call a bit of a crash on Tuesday, because of the South Korean markets. So South Korea has a crash. They're down about 12%. Spark sell side activity specifically to SMH, which of course is the semiconductors. Okay. And what do we have now? You literally have Moo that's trying to save the entire marketplace. Okay. But here's the question now for tomorrow. If we're actually going to rotate back towards semiconductors, what might we be rotating out of? Because look around some of the usual suspects, right? There is some big market capitalization right now, big, like Microsoft, okay, facing what? Check this out. I'm going to have to open up a 3-year chart, but you're looking at a 3-year chart right now, and Microsoft, okay, 350, that could be in sight. It's not exactly like 3-year lows, but it's pretty close to it. I mean, this is horrendous on a year-to-date basis. Microsoft now off by 22%. And you got a question, if you're going to rotate into Micron, if you're going to rotate back into the semiconductors, okay, where are we going to start seeing hits? Are we going to start seeing a hit inside of Apple? You know, you might think Apple's up about 8% on a year-to-date basis, but you might think, oh, Apple must be up after hours on that Micron news. No, it hasn't moved at all. It absolutely has not budged at all. I mean, the kind of stuff that you're going to see that's up is going to be stuff like AMD, right? AMD, you're like, they saved me, okay? AMD, maybe a little bit of Broadcom, okay? So Broadcom maybe has a bid, and it does. It's up about $10 after hours. You know, what are you going to see? Maybe NVIDIA, okay, gets dragged up, but nominally, because NVIDIA is just, it's not in the same kind of realm. You look at Micron, you're looking at AMD, you're looking at Marvell, right? I've got the usual suspects on the list down below over here, but the truth is, this is about semiconductors, and because it's about semiconductors, though, everything we've seen lately, people, has been a damn rotation. It's just a constant rotation. It makes me think like, wait a second, if we're going to buy semiconductors, are we going to start selling like financials? Okay, because ironically enough, like, hey, look at the financials, even into the after hours, they did sell off a little bit. I'm telling you, okay. Yes, we're going to rotate back, okay, maybe tomorrow into the semiconductors. Clearly and decisively, it is lifting the NASDAQ. Speaking of the NASDAQ, though, let's go to the NASDAQ and let's go to a 30-day 1 hour. Okay, that's not a gap, people. You have to adjust the contract changes. So we're going to the NASDAQ. We're going to go over to futures. We're going to adjust for contract changes. Hit apply, hit OK. Because I want you to see, even with the rally right now, where are we? Absolutely nothing. That's a 30-day 1 hour. And the price action here, kind of stagnated. Like it's not, this is not exactly like, you know, spellbinding over here. We're pretty much in the middle of the range. We were towards the lower edge of the range just a few hours ago and got a nice bid back under us, right? All right, it's up, you know, 1.4%, but I'm telling you, okay, watch for the rotations tomorrow. And more importantly, okay, and probably the most important thing to look at in the broader marketplace, we're hugging right now the lower edge of the expected move. Don't forget that in the morning. Okay, even if you're actually, you know, you got your rally hat on, the S&Ps, all right, into the remainder of this week, okay, are still poised to move $83. We have almost a $60 expected move just for tomorrow. So you're expecting big volatility again tomorrow, okay? Are we going to hold the lower edge of the expected move? The entire trading week, you know, you want to sit here and you want to talk about levels and you want to get crazy with it. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, your entire trading week comes down to one thing. You're going to open tomorrow, maybe in this neighborhood here. Maybe we rally even a little bit further, okay? But are we actually going to hold this line? And what, pray tell, is that line? Let's get ultra specific. Once again, that line is in the SPX, okay? 7380. Hold the line, people. Hold the line. Because breaking below it, okay, what it'll eventually do is actually turn around and cause the semiconductors maybe late in the week, like on Friday, to get pulled down with the rest of the marketplace. It's a late day save, specifically because of Micron, but we're by no means, you're just not out of the woods yet. One stock is not a marketplace, okay? It is the sector, though, that was lagging. So you got now a little bit of a rip your face off rally, but I suggest, yeah, we're going to rotate out of somewhere else. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here at TheoTrade. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.